Welcome to the final part of our podcast. So, Amjad, how do you see the pharmaceutical industry evolving in the next 5-10 years, especially regarding integration of digital technologies and automation? We have talking about that, but you can wrap up if you want.
Well, I think the big turmoil that the pharmaceutical industry faced is COVID. I think we all remember how that shook us and make us humble to see how fragile our ecosystem is. And I think that experience across all countries is felt tremendously because they found themselves weak. They don't have internal production. A lot of companies before that, if you remember, throughout Europe, I think we felt it, that there was a lot of shutdowns of plants. And that revived the importance of having an in-house for all countries production. And of course, that experience of COVID put the pharmaceutical industry on the top list of any country investment encouraged to invest. And Portugal is one of them. I think we played a very big role as pharmaceutical industry to show that the country is sustainable. We managed to import and export a lot of product from here and support the internal demand, which was critical for saving lives. At that point, Hikma was producing 13 products of the, I think, 20 that people, when they go to coma, they were. So we as all pharmaceutical, we were working around the hours to supply that. So that gave again the importance of investing in pharma, and that's how we see this continues answering your question in the future. Most of the countries now in the world look at pharma as a strategic industry that they need to have, as you have roads, or as you have fuel, as you have electricity, because without that there is no security in the country. And we feel that across MENA, Africa, Europe. You know about the States. They are moving down now most of their API to secure API production in the US. We remember the aspirin, acetaminophen issue, how that played very bad in the start of COVID to lower the temperature. So it is important, this sector, and it became more and more focus on national levels. And this is what I see. It will continue to be like this.
And what challenge does that evolution bring? What do you consider to be the biggest regulatory and sustainability challenges that pharmaceutical companies will have to face in the future?
I think one of the big things is automation and if we can say it's pharma 4.0, how we can have this pile of documents, data control. It's I remember in the past when we didn't have a real building management system, and how it was complicated to have people recording these pressures and temperatures and trend them. And it was not acceptable to have any electronic records. It had to be manual. And how much time it took us to go from conventional handwriting recording to full BMS, building management system, to be accepted by the regulators. So the industry is moving. It's the slowest moving industry if you compare us to aviation industry or to the auto industry and how they move, and they all no doubt they all deal with lives, aviation and auto, they deal real lives. If you make the wrong thing there, you will have bad injuries. But pharma industry is much slower, so I'm not sure how fast we can move to the electronic patch record, how we can have all this data. Maybe AI will help us doing this, but I don't see throughout these 35 years a great push and move towards it. There is a big barrier, I think we created to ourselves, and this is what we are trying to deal with, which is, validation of data records or validation of the softwares. And that's, I think, the hurdle that's now is being dealt with. The cost was very high, and now we see that going down, and that encourage people to go more and more to softwares and electronic records. So I think the future is coming, but pharma, as everybody knows, it's very highly regulated and it's very, very slow.
Normally, these barriers at the entrance, they force us to be more conservative, and this is a protective measure to avoid the competitors. But avoiding that, what is the ISP role in this? How is the organization supporting the industry in this transition to more innovative and sustainable practices?
Well, ISPE has been doing tons of work around this. And I think ISPE is the key to work between the regulators and the industry to simplify and to add a lot of experience and assurances throughout their procedures and literature to that amount of complexity. So I think ISPE role is fundamental, and it's important to work on the regulatory side more than the industry side. I think the industry is ready. The industry is the part who's suffering from all this pile of documents and reviewers and trends analysis, and would love to add more automation to this. But working with the regulatory, I think ISPE would give a very good push for that. So they are the tool that we need to use.
And now, for the professionals listening to us, what technical and behavior skills will be critical for engineers in the pharmaceutical industry in the coming years?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of coming years. I'll tell you about again my personal experience. As I said, I started as a packaging engineer, and then I moved to maintenance. After a while, I became a validation engineer. Then I was moved to do special projects, which gave me a lot of experience being exposed to go between oral industry to injectable industry. Show me the gap between both, show me the difference between the two environments. And then I become plant manager. And that's responsible for operations. And we all say you need to be rounded. And I think being exposed to so many environments helped me to be much more lean to understand other people. It's not about how big is the door. It's not about how rigid is the door. It's about where it should open to which side, because it's easier for the operator to open it with the right hand or left hand. So this is the operational outlook and the validation outlook and the engineering outlook that would make us round, is to serve in this area enough time to learn what they are facing. We talked about strategic engineering outlook, but we never talked about operational outlook, how this they care about the results end of the year, end of the month. So when you work with them, when they talk, you understand from which angle they're concerned, and you address that angle by designing according to that angle, considering the strategic outlook. So there is very important lesson in this is you don't only follow your passion to excel. And this is, to tell you the truth, I learned it yesterday because I was always talking about passion and passion meet work experience. But I learned something very, very important yesterday during my daughter graduation when the speaker said, maybe you'll never find your passion. What happens then? So it's important not only to look at your passion, but you need to look at the opportunities in front of you. If there is an opportunity, you need to jump on it, because our walk in this life is about learning, and every opportunity is a learning process. So maybe you jump on opportunity, it will not be your passion, but if you learn it, you add it to your... And I think when I look at my career, this is what happened. I have no passion to operation. I think operation is very, very tough, and it's day-to-day exhaustion, and people are so talented to work in operation. I look at things differently. I look at things in 5, 10, 15 years and how they will look like. But I jumped on it, and I took it, and I learned so much from it. So my advice is not only to do what you are passionate about. It's important, and it's fundamentally lucky people who match their work with their passion, like I was fortunate. But if you have an opportunity, don't wait your passion. Jump on it. You learn something, and then through that you can find your passion. I hope everybody can find at the end what they like to do. But walking through this life, all what you take with you is the learning process.
Thank you for your words. They are very inspiring. As a final question, Amjad, how do you see the role of collaboration between companies, regulators, and associations like ISPE in accelerating innovation and ensuring quality and safety?
Well, I think this triangle is very important. I'll go back to what I initially said. The regulation is a passing point. If you want to excel, you have to go beyond that, and you cannot go beyond that alone. You have to involve all internal parties and available external parties. And available external parties is one of them the consultants. If they are experienced, of course, there is a lot of consultants that they are out of work. But I'm referring to ISPE such. This is a very important. The regulators can also be very, very insightful. And of course, your internal organization. Now, there is different levels of experience here. If we are talking about young junior companies, different than you are talking about experience, multi-layer, multi-country, multi-continent or multi-sites company, there is a difference. But if you are a small company, you need to seek external help. I did personally a lot of monitoring. We do a lot of open door through ISPE conferences and bases. We did a lot of discussions, fruitful to many people. So this point can be a meeting point to discuss stuff. The other point is I worked a lot in projects to train young engineers. I know that ISPE have a cooperation with Center in France, EASE. Everybody knows ISPE as a conference and literature company or organization, but they are working hard. And then when I was head of Europe, I was really involved in focusing on the young engineers to have practical experience to their not only reading articles or being in conference, but go hands-on experience. I also was involved in designing one of pilot plants in the company. We are working here in Portugal with Nova to establish a training center for international, and we are talking to ISPE because it's not only the physical design and the building, we need the expertise to come and train and not only talk, but show on the field. So I think the next step is cooperation with these three organizations to do a practical training. This is what I see is important.
Amjad, this has been a true masterclass. We went through your career, through project management, and ended with a vision for the future. Thank you so much for this insightful conversation on behalf of ISPE Portugal.
Thank you so much, Amjad, and to everyone who listened. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow ISP Portugal on social media and stay up to date with all our news.
See you in the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.